Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Sheldon, and this is video 3 in my series on up in phrasal verbs. And today's lesson is, I think, the best one because this usage of up is the most common one. Today, up means complete, it means full or finished. We call it the perfective in grammar, but don't worry about remembering that technical term. The important thing is the idea behind it. And once you understand this one meaning of up, a huge number of phrasal verbs suddenly start making sense. And that is so much more useful than simply memorizing long vocabulary lists. Okay, so let's get into it. Think about filling a glass of water. It starts empty, you pour, and as you pour, the water level goes up and up until eventually it is full. And so we say, fill up the glass. Or think about finishing a meal. You eat and eat until there is nothing left on the plate. You're done. In both cases, you've reached a final point. There's nothing more to add. There's nothing more to do. And that's the basic idea today. So let's look at what I believe is the most common phrasal verb in the English language: break up. When most people hear break up, the meaning they think of first is the end of a romantic relationship. Let's look at the examples. They decided to break up after a year of dating. She broke up with her boyfriend yesterday. Now, in the first sentence, they decided. So the breakup was mutual. Oh, did you hear that? I said the breakup. I just used breakup as a noun. So it's not just a phrasal verb. Often phrasal verbs can become nouns as well. But in the second sentence, she broke up with her boyfriend, who is sad. The boyfriend is sad because it was her decision. So, up suggests complete separation. What was once one couple is now two separate people. So sad. If you learn English through movies, TV shows, or pop songs, you'll hear this phrasal verb quite a lot. English speakers have developed an entire collection of breakup phrases. I'm sure you have them in your language too. I wonder what they are in your language. Please write in the comments. I'm very curious what you say. Now, most of these sound polite, and they can be honest, but often not so honest because being honest can be so cruel. Anyway, here we are. It's not you, it's me. You deserve someone better. I need some space. Let's just be friends. I'm sure you've heard some of these before. Anyway, let's move on. Breakup isn't only about relationships, it can also mean forcing people or groups who are together to separate and go their own ways. Let's look at the examples. The police officer broke up the fight. He got there, he saw the fight, and he said, "Hey, break it up." The Soviet Union broke up into many smaller countries, and later Yugoslavia did the same. It's the same idea again. Something together became something apart. Break up. Now, sometimes breakup simply means dividing something into smaller pieces. For example, she broke up the chocolate bar and shared it with her friends. The next one is something you say in a project meeting at work. We need to break up the project into smaller, manageable tasks. So, a chocolate bar becomes smaller pieces, and a large project becomes smaller tasks. And here's a more modern meaning. If you're talking on the phone and the connection is bad, you might hear, "You're breaking up. I can't make out what you are saying. Let me call you back." You're breaking up. Your voice is being broken into fragments. And so the message is not arriving as one stream anymore. Okay, I have a lot of phrasal verbs uh, in this video, but I want to go through this faster than in my first two videos because I've been told my videos are too long. So I'm just going to go through this fast, and I think the slides can do most of the work for us. Fill up versus fill. If you just say fill, then the focus is on the action. But if I say fill up, then the nuance, the focus is on the result. Example, we need to fill up the tank before we hit the highway. Next is use up. Now, use and use up are also very, very different. For example, I use an iPhone. I'm using a microphone to film this. That's use. But use up, well, that means you use something until it is finished. There is no more. For example, we've already used up the entire budget. Or my friend borrowed my car and used up all the gas. Some friend. Cut versus cut up. You can cut something or you can cut it into many pieces, right? That's easy one. Eat up and drink up. Now, these also mean to eat completely or drink completely, but there's also the added nuance of to do it fast. Come on, hurry up, do it now. Eat up, it's time to go. The cafe is closing. Drink up. Wrap up, you'll often hear this in a business meeting. They'll say, "Hey, let's wrap up the meeting. It's almost 6." Finish up. Now, finish and finish up are very similar, but again, with finish up, the focus is on the very last part of a job. Um, for example, if the boss says, "Okay, it's time to finish up," that means stop working on the process. I want to see the result now. Finish up. Clean and clean up. These are also very similar, but clean up has the nuance of to clean it perfectly, clean everything. Who's going to clean up after the party? Clean up as one word is a noun. Clean up as two words is the verb. Let's look at an example as a noun. The cleanup took months. It took months to clean up the beach. That's the verb. Lock and lock up. You lock the door when you leave, but when you lock up, you're even more careful. You check all the windows and all the doors to make sure everything is locked completely. Burn up and burn down. Well, in the slide, you can see that difference very easily. Let's just move on to the next one. Dry versus dry up. These are also quite different. When something dries, that's good. Your laundry dries. But when something dries up, that is not so good. Example sentence. The small pond will dry up in the hot sun. Ooh, not good. A river dries up. Those are physical meanings, but we use the same idea metaphorically. Money can dry up. Opportunities can dry up. Investor interest can dry up. The supply disappears completely. Next is pack up and put away. I think the meaning from in the slides is very clear. Let's move on. Mix versus mix up. When you mix something, that is intentional. A barista can mix different ingredients in a drink. or a bartender does the same thing. A scientist will mix things as an experiment. But to mix up is a mistake. You confuse one thing for another. Example, the labels were missing, which caused the staff to mix up the samples. Wind up, wind up, or end up, they mean the same thing. The result, often unintentional result. For example, I didn't mean to stay so late, but I wound up talking to the client for 3 hours. Sometimes it's not such a good result. You can say to a student who doesn't study, if you don't study, you're going to wind up with a lousy job after you graduate. Or a darker example, if you're not careful, you're going to wind up in prison. Ooh. Okay, move on. Sum up. Uh, to sum something up is to give a very short summary. It's often a very pithy remark. Here's an example. I can sum up our relationship in 4 words. We love each other. One can dream, right? Wrap up. So, what do all of these phrasal verbs have in common? In every case, something reaches its end point, right? Different situations, same underlying idea. And once you understand that, these phrasal verbs stop looking random. If you would like to go deeper into phrasal verbs or improve your English through private lessons online with me, you'll find more information in the link below. In the next video, we'll explore phrasal verbs where the meaning of up is active, and that's another good one. So until then, keep practicing, keep studying, and level up your English.